Previously on Roleplay Radio.
Has anyone ever heard of a mage hunter? They are monstrosities that are not from Arcavios. They came here at some point centuries ago. They start off as larvae, and then they get into pods, and then from the pods, a mage hunter is born. My uncle Julian and Professor Lang thinks that there might be one of those pods somewhere in the Witherbloom campus.
If this is what I think it is, then usually they disguise themselves, so...
Would you mind elaborating there?
They're called the Auric. They are very power-hungry, very manipulative, deceptive, sneaky, so now they want to destroy the school.
You feel the ground kind of rumbling. You see a claw reach over the end of the bleachers here, and then the head of an owl. It's huge. It's about the size of a bear, but with the head of an owl.
Aha!
Owlbear. Cause. Get every person on this stage back. God damn it now, Cause. What are you waiting for?
Minor illusion, casting a big neon sign saying, "Go back this way."
You shove them off the edge of the amphitheater. You see what is happening. It's a stampede. You see students like climbing up to higher ground as professors are literally killing owlbears back and forth. Aurora will kind of like put a hand over her lips and just motion you over around the side of the stage to try and eavesdrop. Are you not listening? We need as many teachers as we can in the Witherbloom campus. Now, goddammit, now. This is not the real threat. This is the distraction. Uncle Julian! How come? Aurora, what? You need to get to safety immediately. Get back to your tower. This is not for students. I need to find teachers. There's got to be someone out there who can help me. Very well, you guys.
Very well.
Very well.
Very well.
Welcome to the first ever staff one-shot. Do you guys want to take a moment to briefly introduce your teachers?
I can start.
Okay.
My character is Kadrin of the Lunalan. She is a druid wood elf, and she works in the Biblioplex book gardens, and her primary interest in academics is linguistics.
So we have Shmuel, who is a level 9 satyr. He is a warlock hexblade, and this is a little blurb I wrote for him. It started as a part-time thing, but over the years, Shmuel has filled in for every position more than once. And not just the teaching roles. He's even been the front office administrator that one time when everyone in there caught food poisoning from the catered staff training some few years back. Soft-spoken and with a heart of gold, Shmuel has become an improbable, full-time, part-time substitute teacher.
Hello, I will be playing RC, which stands for Archivist Unit, retrofitted for combat, engineering, and entertainment. I am a Warforged fighter created by Loshil. I look like any given Archivist unit, except about 12 inches taller, and also wearing a jaunty hat.
I'm playing Filoni. It sounds like follow me. You could follow me. It's not the worst idea. It is a good way for me to take care of you. Filoni, a half-orc Twilight cleric. Filoni works as a dragon's guard and has been working at Strixhaven for about 2 years. She is working here while all the smart people at Strixhaven try and figure out why she's unable to be teleported. And this is a big deal for her, because as Fae Lost, she desperately wants to return to the Feywild, but cannot. And she has no memory of the time she was in the Feywild.
My character's name is Gengar.
Not a ghost.
So my character's a human rogue, and they are very much a killer. They like killing. That is their biggest personality trait.
Cool.
Very concerning.
Yeah!
So, the one-shot takes place on a very particular night. It all started as a very quiet evening And then just after sunset, the ground started rumbling. A stampede of owlbears came out of nowhere. The Dragon's Guard did see them and tried to rush back to the university, warn everybody, and they got there just in time to ring the alarms. But unfortunately, owlbears are very fast, and when they're moving in one big herd, also quite unstoppable. And thus they managed to break in through Silverquill's grounds, heading south, and eventually getting to Central Campus and wreaking havoc as the staff of Strixhaven began to fight back. And they rushed students down to the tunnels. The above grounds are not a safe place to be at the moment. It's deafening how many spells are being cast. Thunder, fire, gusts of winds, anything you could possibly think of. It's being cast on the grounds. A lot of it is unfortunately being destroyed, especially around Central Campus. But this is a magic school where things could be mended, so it's not necessarily a huge concern. They're just trying to control the situation. Except for one group of people. The story begins with Professor Valentin, or rather a bat, that flies into the biblioplex looking for staff to assist. He knows exactly where to go. Seeing as most staff is busy fending off the owlbears, he rushes in a panic towards the book gardens. Flies in, and of course all sound of the outside is drowned out inside of the book gardens. And he manifests into his vampiric human self as he is tripping over vines and rushing, looking around, looking for any staff that could be of assistance, when he spots an elf in the far distance of the book garden. What's Kadrin doing?
Kadrin is most likely reading aloud to one of the trees in, I'm gonna roll for what language, in Sylvan.
That tracks.
Yeah. As she's reading to this tree, you can see it's kind of leaning towards her. And as she finishes up, she closes the book and puts it into the knothole of the tree that then closes around it.
Professor Julian Valentin runs over to Kadrin in a huff. You!
Kadrin backs up as much as she can.
Catherine, right?
Kadrin.
Right, that's what I said. Quick, we need your help. We need you in the Witherbloom Swamps, now.
For linguistics.
No. Do you have a weapon?
I can. And she reaches into the knot of one of these other trees and pulls out a longbow and then a spear. Am I gonna need armor too?
Quite possibly, yes.
Right.
Come on, chop chop.
Can you maybe tell me what's going on
I'll tell you on the way.
So she's gonna get some hide armor out from the same knothole of the tree and put it on over her overalls.
Before leaving the book gardens, Julian stops and he goes, "Listen, Catherine."
Not so close. Back up.
Very well. Whatever you're about to see out there, do not engage. You hear me? I don't care how dangerous it looks. I don't care who's in trouble. You need to follow me down to Witherbloom. Do you understand?
Be easier to understand if you told me what was going on.
There are intruders in the school.
Well, you should have led with that. Let's go.
Great, let's go. And he leads you out. You emerge into a very chaotic central campus. Owlbears everywhere. Staff, your co-workers, fighting them off. And he proceeds to lead you into a direction unknown to you. What is RC doing in the middle of all this?
What would Loshil have assigned RC to do?
I picture Loshil being somewhere up high, where she can comfortably be sitting on her wheelchair while she's directing all of her clockwork servants to shoot down, pour acid down on owlbears. So she's practically doing nothing. She's just directing.
If I have Lochiel correctly, RC has been ordered to hold a giant fan and just keep her cool. Dutifully.
Yeah, a bit to the left, darling.
As you wish. I am, after all, your biggest fan. Ba-dum.
Remind me to update you. In the distance, you see a Lorehold professor running towards you two. Also very much in a huff. Pardon me, Lochiel, Arce. It's good to see you. It's Professor Mirsha Gahlván. They exchange a few words. He's begging, Lochiel, please, we need your help. Witherbloom Swamp now, please. Can't you see we're a bit busy at the moment? Great. Well, actually, I did not really come here for you. I came here for... And he looks up at Arce. Hello.
Hello, Professor Mirsha Gahlván. How may I be of service?
Well, you can come with me and load up on weapons. I cannot say more than is appropriate, but let's just say there will be fighting and we could use you.
Professor, I would like to clarify 2 points. First of all, I am the weapon. Second of all, Lochiel is my master, and I follow her orders. And her orders are to fan her and keep her cool.
Oh, goodness, your talent is being wasted, Arce. Do you have no willpower? Come on, Lochiel, please, can...
Lochiel, may I go with the professor to deal with whatever this solution and or problem may be?
Arce, you may give fan to TikTok.
Very well. Here you go, TikTok. You are now on the clock.
Great. Follow me. Are you fast?
I can be. Whatever the issue is, I will bear this burden. And RC rolls on, because I think RC, like all the Archivist units, has like a wheel at the bottom of themselves rather than legs.
Now, I would ask what Felomi is doing, but I imagine as a Dragon's Guard, you'd be fighting.
Most likely, especially as a Twilight Cleric, I think she's very, very used to having evening and nighttime shifts.
So I think what this looks like is you see Professor Julian along with Kadrin, who I don't know if you've met.
Yeah, unless Dragon's Guard tend to wander the Biblioplex,
Yeah.
probably not.
So you see Julian and this stranger in armor and holding weapons approach your sergeant, who is like 3-4 feet away from you, so you're able to hear, Sergeant Stapholis, please. A moment of your time. Not now, please. Can't you see we're busy? And they're setting up palisades to protect the student towers. So I imagine like there are people on the front lines, including you. Yes, I'm well aware of the situation. We have another problem down in the Witherbloom Swamps. Can you spare a couple of Dragon's Guard? A few of them, just please. I have orders from Captain Dapplewind to not leave the premises. I cannot do anything. Oh, you goddamn useless. Anyone! And then he just shouts directly at you guys, like, anyone, please! There is a far greater evil than fucking owlbears down in the Witherbloom Swamps, and no one's doing anything about it. The detention bog is full of students down there. Anyone!
Good evening, Dean Valentin.
Who are you?
Follow me.
Follow me. Are you at all interested in helping out a fellow staff member?
Of course. It's my job as Dragon's Guard, is it not?
It is. Now, he's trying to be stealthy about this because your sergeant's right there and he's shouting orders at some other Dragon's Guard. He's like, now, will you disobey your sergeant? People's lives could be at stake here. Follow me.
I report to far higher entities than a mere sergeant.
Excellent. I like you already. Do follow me. Gather as many weaponry as you can. And, well, your courage as well.
I assure you that is not lacking, sir.
Great. This is Catherine.
Kadrin.
Follow me.
Lovely to meet you.
I imagine Philome's a little awkward to meet because as a half-orc, especially with the strength score she has, she's like big and broad and muscular and kind of intimidating. And then she just has this pink hair.
And very soft voice.
Yes.
Kadrin likes Philomi instantly. This sounds great.
You don't have to keep your distance, but Catherine insists on it, so you may follow me from a distance.
Oh, it may help if you say her name correctly.
What am I saying?
You're saying Catherine. Her name is Catherine.
Cadrin. Is that even a name? Shmuel. Shmuel? Shmuel.
Shmuel!
Shmuel. Shmuel. Shmuel, what is Shmuel doing?
It's on a walk.
Where?
In the swamp,
Couldn't
obviously.
tell you. We went out our house door, forgot. Now we're here. We get lost very easily.
Now, are you
You
on
know where we
campus, Shmuel?
Yeah, Strixhaven.
Are you aware of the owl bear stampede that's invading the school?
Well, there are owls and there are bears and they're nighttime creatures, so I would imagine they'd be outside.
And are you fighting or are you watching with popcorn?
We're on a walk.
He just happened to take a path that was not
Yeah.
in
There's
the
some.
path of the
We
rampaging
see an
owlbears.
overhead map of the owlbear stampede and see that there is a convenient split right around the path that Shmuel has been taking.
Through some of the administration buildings.
Yeah.
Just a quiet alley.
Outside, I heard there was some apples around the area. Do you know where we are?
Oh, Jesus. Okay. You can hear a lot of noise and screams and growls from the other side of these buildings.
Oh yeah, well, we're practicing mindfulness, so we're trying to, we can hear the stuff from the outside coming in, but we're really staying focused on the present moment.
Okay. You hear footsteps running behind you at a fast pace.
Just gotta. Cash just puts a finger behind himself and casts Eldritch Blast.
Just hear, oh, for God's sake! As the professor trips, some random crates that were there blow up. Professor Mirsha gets back up. Pardon me, what the hell are you doing?
Sorry, I thought there were bears here. It got a little loud, little quick.
Arcee, are you okay?
I am fine. It missed me by a lot.
Great. You,
Shmuel.
Shmuel.
Yeah, kind of a part-time, been here a long time.
Hello, substitutes teacher Shmuel.
Yeah, Artie, right?
He's on the record, is he?
Yes, he is.
Okay. You,
Shmuel.
Can you fight? I mean, that was one hell of a Eldritch Blast.
Oh, I don't like to.
Will you?
For what?
For very dangerous people, assassins,
I don't want to fight for them, they sound bad.
against them.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah? Hop on Arcee's back. We'll give you a lift.
Alright, let's go, Artie.
Arcee.
Artie!
Sure. Let's go. Come on. Step it up.
RC pops out the seat from behind them.
Please hop on.
Oh, you know, I'd rather be very careful. Hopping on, you could sprain something, so I'll just be gingerly.
Please, hurry up. We have no much time.
Yeah, alright, safety first. Okay. You got any seatbelts on this
Oh,
thing?
goodness.
Oh, give me a second. I can find a rope.
People may die. Arcee and Shmuel.
I found a rope.
Well, you gotta put on the airbag yourself, right?
Oh.
First.
RC ties the rope around themselves and then
Right, let's go.
continues rolling.
Get the blood out.
He leads you to the bridge that heads down to Witherbloom as you are united with Professor Dean Julian Valentin, who has Cadrin and Philomi with him. For a moment, there's a lot of new faces. I told you to get proper fighters. You got a clockwork servant. So go, believe me, he's good. He can keep up.
Meanwhile, Arcee, it's good to see you.
Hello, Dragon's Guard, Philomi.
Did Lucille take care of that bit of rust on your arm?
My arm is feeling much better. I am no longer disarmed.
Good to hear.
Are you still on Arcee's back?
Well, I haven't been untied yet.
And yeah, you see a satyr sitting behind Arcee's back.
Hi.
Oh, I haven't seen a satyr in a while.
Well, no, I've been around, but yeah. Shmuel.
Hello, Librarian Cadrin.
RC, right?
That is correct. Personal assistant to Lochiel.
Yeah, you're taller than the other ones.
Oh, we're gonna get killed out there. Have some faith, Dean Valentin. I'm sure that whatever it is, we can all handle it as a team.
I have done many escorts. No one has died on my
No one has died on her watch, Dean Valentin.
We also have office assistant Shmuel.
Hi.
I found a different record under your name. It appears that you have multiple records within the system, all under Shmuel, but with different titles.
Yeah, I full-time, part-time teacher, been around, done a lot of things.
Professor Mirsha's being very optimistic. Professor Valentin's not so much. He's just like, great, so we have a substitute office worker, a clockwork servant, one capable dragon scar, a librarian, and us two poor bastards.
Hey, you're the one who recruited me.
Well, you were the only one around.
We also have a professor and a dean.
That's me.
Yes.
And
I wanted to make sure our list was complete.
yeah, I was talking to Mirsha. You know what? He gets very impatient, and before the lift gets down, he turns into a bat and flies down to the living room swamp. He's like, I'll meet you down there.
Goodbye, Dean Valentin.
And the four of you and Professor Mirsha are left alone for a minute as the lift is almost down. You can see the ground floor.
Once Valentin's out of earshot, Kadrin's just gonna say, it sounds like there's something really serious going on, but I don't particularly trust Dean Valentin.
Oh, why is that?
You could call it upbringing.
Upbringing?
I was not raised with a lot of acceptance for undead creatures.
Ah, I understand. My work, prior to coming here, was defending people from the evils of the night.
So you get it.
I do, but just because it looks like another evil does not mean it is an evil.
It's fair, it's why I'm coming along with it anyways.
It is a good choice. We will probably need someone like you.
You too. Let's talk strategy for a second. I can turn into a big wolf. What can you all do?
I am designed for combat, entertainment, and engineering. If you need things fixed, or entertained, or protected, I can provide my services.
One of those sounds helpful.
Well, I'm a cleric of the Twilight Domain, so mostly I just go around hitting things with a hammer. But if you need any assistance or healing protection, I can provide that.
That sounds very useful.
It generally is, yes.
Small.
Yeah.
We're waiting on your answer.
Oh, Shmuel's, I am pretty good at a lot of things, I can do certain things, but not others, but I can do them all equally pretty good.
That was in no way helpful.
I can do some magic stuff, but I don't really know all the time. You kind of got to be in the moment.
Alright, I guess we'll find out how Shmuel does in the moment.
Shmuel, what a shh.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Shmuel.
Thanks, Kathy.
Kadrin.
Right.
And I'm a historian. Yeah.
So maybe you can lecture the invaders to leave.
Yeah. Something like that. About that. And as he's talking, the lift gets to the very bottom. And he goes, I know that I have a reputation for being something of a conspiracy theorist at this school, but I suspect that there is auric activity here tonight. So whatever it is that we're about to encounter, if you see anyone with a mask, silver mask, particularly a silver mask glowing purple underneath, stay as far away as you can.
Oh, I usually do the opposite.
Right. I meant stay as far away until the moment of attack. Then, well, we attack.
When's the moment?
You'll know it. In the meantime, I have to go find Professor Valentin.
I would like to clarify something about the rules of engagement.
Yes.
Is killing allowed?
For tonight, RC, I'm afraid so.
Very well. Disactivating safeguards.
Do wait here. Wait for our signal. Sorry, I'm not good at leading. Professor Valentin, he scurries off into the swamps, and the four of you are left alone for a minute.
That is very odd. To be told to rush so much, and now we're here, and now we're waiting.
Sounds to me like the moment of attack is the moment we see the auric.
It can be.
Amelia, what's your character doing?
Yeah, he's probably just sitting at the outside of the forest looking in, kind of dazed looking, thoughtful, but also kind of confused, but mainly just thinking. Sitting there thinking and standing incredibly jitter-like, unable to stand still and unable to sit down, on edge.
You hear a conversation between 4 people happening nearby. Plan of attack, rushing to the Witherbloom Swamps. You heard the name Auric being mentioned, and you heard footsteps scurrying off into the darkness.
So Gengar's just gonna walk slowly towards where the noises are coming from, but be hidden behind a tree and wait there.
Falomi is just kind of keeping guard, looking out, trying to see if there is any movement that the rest of the group should be aware of.
Shmuel is like practicing as if he's having a duel, because he can create his packed weapon. He's just kind of like, draw, and like seeing how fast he can make it go. Not paying attention to other people, but he'd like to think that he's ready to go with his packed weapon.
Kadrin, the rest of the group does not notice this, but you're able to see a boot kind of behind a tree.
So, first off, Kadrin is going to cast Pass Without Trace. So she's going to extend it to the rest of the party that's there. So, Falomi, RC, and Shmuel. Hey, something over there. And then head in the direction sneakily.
Shmuel's gonna follow.
Okay.
And as you guys approach, a man steps out from the forest.
Oh!
So the man is dressed in all black, he's pretty short, and even though he's extremely thin, all you see is just muscle. There is a rapier in a sheath at one side, and on the other side is a metal case with arrows coming out of it. And on their face, they have paint. It's kind of like a camouflage pattern of dark grays and greens on it. But not like the army camo. It's more like, imagine a shadow of a leaf.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Puts a hand up and like, tentatively, is gonna go to squeeze his muscles.
You feel an invisible hand keeping you away.
I feel like an invisible hand that's keeping me away.
Maybe it's because you shouldn't touch people without their permission.
Hello, you are not in my records.
And what records are those?
The personnel records and student records of the Strixhaven University. Would you like to identify yourself?
No.
You do not have to. I am RC, Archivist Unit retrofitted for combat, engineering, and entertainment.
I don't know what any of that meant.
What are you doing on campus if you're not in RC's records?
Well, there's something happening in this forest tonight. And I don't know how to stop it, but I want to. What are you doing here?
Which side do you want to stop?
Have you ever heard of an Auric?
Are you saying Auric or Oric? Because they're very similar.
Auric with a 2 syllables.
Okay, yes.
And you're gonna see them like count in their head.
No, I have heard of both of these for the record. One of them is bad. The other is only sometimes bad.
Have you heard of a mage hunter?
So one of those is here. I understand now.
Who are you people?
Well, that's Kadrin. She's a librarian. This is RC, but he already introduced himself. This is Shmuel. He's a full-time, part-time teacher.
Physical therapist.
And also physical therapist. I'm Falomi. I'm a Dragon's Guard.
I think I've heard of the Dragon's Guard.
Oh, possibly.
I think I've killed a couple of them.
Oh.
That is less fortunate.
My name's Gengar. I don't trust anybody, but I am trying to stop the Auric from getting the Mage Hunter egg that's in the swamp.
Is that what they're trying to do?
Yeah. They are trying very hard to do so, and they created a distraction of a ton of owlbears going through the school, but you might know that as school teachers.
Oh yeah, we heard there were lots of owls and bears out here.
There should be no owls or bears.
Oh, there are lots of owls. It's just they're mechanical.
Right around then, you hear leaves rustling again as Professor Mirsha comes right back to all of you, looking very distraught. I'm sorry, who are you?
Do we know where the egg is?
Oh, you are cut up, huh?
Oh yeah, we found Goth.
Who are you?
I'm Professor Mirsha Gahlván of Loreholt. Who are you again, please?
And who's your companion?
Lalo. This is my monkey. He's a very useful friend sometimes.
Is he fast?
Very. Now you have yet to introduce yourself, friend. Who are you?
Never thought I'd be working with a bunch of school folk. My name's Gengar.
Gengar.
Gengar, are you a student for my records?
Yes, indeed. What are you?
I'm an assassin.
Assassin Gengar registered.
What
Can
are
you
what-
delete that record?
Record deleted. Who are you?
Perhaps we just say temporary ally.
Temporary ally Gengar registered.
Please, can you put a different name?
Temporary ally Garth.
Perfect.
Very well, Gengar. I trust you can fight, given your weaponry.
All I do is fight.
Very well. Follow me, please. RC, please, on the front with me.
Very well.
He's gonna whisper to RC. Keep a close watch on our new ally, please. I don't know who we can and cannot trust.
Of course, I will do my best.
Maybe lower your voice a tad so they don't hear us.
Volume settings, yeah.
Thank you. The party is led to Professor Valentin's house. It's a little cottage in the Witherbroom Swamp. It does not look in good condition. The windows have been broken. The door itself is like hanging off of its hinges. Scuff marks, like they just attacked the place. Professor Mirsha walks in and motions you inward.
Kadrin is going to be very hesitant about going in there.
Kadrin, do you want to keep watch outside?
Yeah, that would be my preference.
Okay. And Chloe will just accept that. She was thinking, oh, I'll keep watch. Oh no, someone else is keeping watch. Okay, I'll go inside.
Shmuel's the first one in.
That tracks.
And
Just looking around.
Gengar does not go in.
Okay.
RC waits by the door, inside the door, still watching Gengar.
Gengar will be like in the doorway with you.
Okay.
Doesn't mind getting up close and personal with you either. Just won't touch you and doesn't go in anymore.
So they're just standing like right next to each other, looking directly at each other.
Meanwhile, Kadrin's just like off to the side, still outside of the house.
Shmuel will peek his head up over you guys. Come on, let's go.
Can I make a perception check to see how well I can just hear what's
Sure.
being said anyways?
All the windows
The
are
windows
blown
are
out.
broken too, so you could also kind of peek in.
Yeah. 18.
And what you see is Professor Julian kneeling in a corner. And the rest of you can see this as well. He is kneeling in front of his collection of potted plants that have been destroyed. The entire house, the entire cottage, has been trashed. And you get the sense, based on the dean's behavior, that this was not the case when he left. He's shocked. He caresses the flowers that are now just like stomped on, and he sighs as a tear runs down his cheek and burns him slightly before he flicks it off. They will pay for it with their lives.
So, from outside of the house, Kadrin is going to cast plant growth. What it actually is for, like, immediate is that the plants within a 100-foot radius become thick and overgrown, and it's supposed to restrict movement, but I really just want to do it to enrich the ones in the 100-foot radius so that the destroyed plants, you know,
Can kind of come back.
come back.
So I picture Julian like starting to walk away, and then he hears the growth, and he looks back and sees that his plants are, there's like a pile of soil and they're just growing there, like, and he looks out the window.
Kadrin is very much not looking in as she does this.
Okay.
Like, she's looking out like she's just being a guard.
Okay. He's very confused by that, but happier. And as he takes a step towards the door, he spots you, Gengar.
He spots Gengar saying under his breath, "Fucking magicians."
Roll a dexterity saving throw, please.
18?
That just passes. So you feel vines starting to grow at your feet, starting to try to wrap around you to hold you down, and you're able to wiggle your way out of them. As Dean Valentin says, "Stop that man! Grab him! Grab him!"
Larcy will attempt to grab Gengar.
It's a grapple
And
check.
They will attempt to just back straight out the door.
Those 26.
So yeah, you get this one, yeah.
All right. And this vampire Dean / professor walks right up to you face to face. Identify yourself. You who was lurking in the Witherbloom swamps an hour ago.
My name's Gengar. Who are you?
Dean Julian Valentin of Witherbloom.
Nice to make your acquaintance.
I wish I could say the same. You're one of them, aren't you?
Depends on what you mean by them.
Mirsha walks up and takes control. He's like, the Auric? They're here? You're here?
The Auric are here, yes.
Your allies. Do they have reinforcements? Do you know anything? Anything that could be of help?
Currently, it looks like you're trying to kill me. And looks straight at Arcee.
Yes.
Arcee has the exact same expression.
Yes, Mirsha, I don't believe you're quite fit for this job. You do realize that we will kill you, or I will at least, if you don't cooperate.
I'm only here because your friends told me that they would help with killing the Auric who are trying to retrieve the egg.
And you're here to help us. Is that what you're leading us to believe?
I was here to do it myself, but I don't think I can.
Do you know how many?
I know that there's Slag.
Slad?
Slad.
That's a character, right?
I've heard that they're giant toads.
Yeah.
Yeah, they, there's a war currently, and, the Auric and the Slad are helping each other.
If you are an assassin, who hired you?
And they'll reach behind their back and take out a mask and put it on. And their face will disappear behind a purple glow. And they'll say, I was hired by these people.
You were hired by the Auric to disrupt the Auric?
Oh, no. I'm doing that on my own. I don't work for anybody. I take their money and do killing. They don't know I'm here really. You said you've heard of a mage hunter.
Yes.
The word hunter is in the name. I'm the hunter. There can't... I'd lose my job. I enjoy killing.
Yes, enough chit-chat. Is anyone opposed to me just killing this person just right now?
Well, if you do, you'll never know where the other egg is.
There's another?
With due respect, professors, this person told us information about this that neither of you would.
Julian and Mirsha kind of look at each other. Alright. Say for hypothesis' sake that we trust you. Are you going to lead us to believe that you can lead us to your friends so that we may ambush them? Is that what you're telling us?
I was gonna do that myself, technically, but yeah, I would appreciate the help. They look uncomfortable saying the word help.
You took off the mask at that point? Or
No, the mask is still on.
So you're just kind of like fidgeting in place as you look at
Yeah.
Or is he still grabbing you?
Shmuel would walk up and say, "Hey, it takes a lot to tell people that you don't know what you're uncomfortable with. Good job. I say that we keep them. If you can do killing, it doesn't really bother you, and we gotta do some killing, I think we're good."
And he wants to roll persuasion on that. 16 plus 9.
Nice.
Okay. Professor Mirsha is completely on board. I have been in this fight for many years, my friend, if I can even call you that. I think I can put aside my differences for one day. But if this is a trap, my colleague here will kill you. And Professor Julian just shrugs and steps out of his own home. Professor Julian steps outside to have a smoke. He stands about 5 feet away from Kadrin. Funny. I've been in this swamp for 357 years at this point, and no plants have ever grown on their own. Funny that.
Plants are unpredictable. I don't know what to tell you.
Speaking of unpredictable plants, care for a puff?
What are you smoking?
Why don't you find out? And he like reaches his hand. It's like that awkward. You guys are really far away, but he will like stretch out his hand with the pipe.
And Kadrin stretches her hand also out as far as it goes, so as to not get any closer.
Kadrin.
Wow, you got my name right. Good job.
I'm under a lot of stress. Do you believe that plants are like humanoids where there's a lineage?
I believe that plants are a lot more complex than we give them any credit for. So, it's a good chance.
Right. That rose bush there that was burned up that just grew back out of nowhere. Someone very special gave me that seed. And I've been regrowing rose bushes from that one seed for 200 years. I'm very thankful. He's not looking at Kadrin at all. He's just staring off into the distance.
Yeah. So she hands him back. Is it a pipe?
Yeah.
It's a pipe. Well, pretty sure that more plants deserve to live than most humanoids, so...
Hard to argue with that. If you're this much into plants, why don't you ever visit Witherbloom? Why haven't I ever seen you around Witherbloom?
I'm not the most comfortable traversing your campus. I like to stay on my side in the lore hold and the book gardens.
Well, if you ask me, the book gardens are the only place in the biblioplex worth a damn.
Thanks. That's my doing. They were shit when I showed up.
Yes, I do remember. How old were you?
Oh no!
Did you just ask how old was I?
Well, I mean, you've been here a long time, I presumably, since you mentioned what happened, He gets a little flustered for just a slight moment and is just like, you know what, forget it. Stupid question. What is age anyway but a number?
I'm 420 years old, Dean Valentin.
You don't say. I'm 500. Truly, you must know a thing or two about how life can weigh you down after so long.
Yes and no. Spent a lot of time in the same place.
As do I. Nourishing young minds can be quite taxing. Sometimes I don't even want to leave the coffin.
Well, see, that was your mistake. I don't deal with the students. I only deal with the books.
How lucky you are.
I don't even know why they gave me this mask, not gonna lie. They know that I'm a mercenary. I don't have a boss. Honestly, it was just stupid.
Will you at least keep it off?
I brought it here so I could get through the slab without, like, them questioning me. I have no reason to put it on otherwise.
It does make some sense. If they know to expect someone of that appearance wearing such a mask.
Not to offend y'all, but you're wearing clothes that are a little bit identifiable.
I don't wear clothes.
Yes, especially you.
I don't normally wear the plate armor. It's very heavy, I don't really like it. But they recommended it for today.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna need some armor too. I was out for a walk, just kind of got... He's just wearing like drab things.
Right.
Anything will do.
I'm sure Julian has some around
I'm like
here.
a small, maybe a medium on a good day.
They open a little closet to reveal like an armory of sorts. Kind of like...
Opens the closet and everything just sort of tumbles out.
Yeah.
All the armor for him would be too big, and he would wear it. It would incur disadvantage. But I think it's really funny to have him 4-foot satyr in ill-fitting armor that rattles.
Very clanky, yeah.
Professor Mirsha Gahlván, if I may offer some strategic insight,
Yes.
I believe it would be a strategic advantage, assuming that we trust temporary ally Garth, to allow him to continue wearing the mask. The mask will mark him as an ally to those who we wish to kill.
Yes, that is what I'm afraid of.
Can you let go of me, please?
Actually, let's go.
I want to say that you were holding him like slightly above the ground, and Gengar just like drops like half a foot. Like
I should remember that you decided to show yourself. That says something.
You ever need someone killed, let me know.
Perhaps tonight.
Why? The goal of mine tonight is to kill as many as I can.
As many Ulrich trespassers, or just as many?
Sorry.
Because we are many.
I have no intent. As many participants in the war, Slod or Auric.
Interesting. So the Slad are at war against the goblins, and so they decide to ally against Ulrich. Yeah, that sounds about right. At least the goblins have some kind of conscience.
How much of this do you know? I'm a little impressed.
Well, it is my job to question things, Gengar. Unfortunately, sometimes I question them too much.
You said your name was Mirsha.
Mirsha. Say it with me. Mirsha.
Mirsha.
Roll the R. Mir. Gahlván. Professor Gahlván.
Professor Galvin.
Oh, goodness gracious, yes?
Sorry.
It's okay.
I get it all the time. Ganger instead of Gengar because I'm anger in person. But I like you. You ever need to contact me for killing, you can talk to Fane. Tell them to send a message to Gengar. Fane will know who to talk to, who knows who to talk to.
Fane? That's lazy salesman of the janitorial department?
That is quite fitting for him.
Custodial manager Fane.
I'm gonna have to have a word with him. Listen, all of you, whatever happens, I am with you till the end. I may just be a historian, but I can fight if necessary. He looks visibly nervous.
Are we talking?
This seems a time in which it is necessary to fight.
Yeah. And he pulls out just a dagger. It's all he brought.
Oh, but you can just follow me.
That is your name, isn't it?
Yes, it works really well.
You think the owls are bears? But very, very sincere.
Those 3 are toad tracks.
Oh, wow.
And those 3 are auric tracks.
I'm not bears at all.
No. No, they're not.
You're really good at this. Hey, they're no bears.
Oh my god.
Come take a look at it. They're toads.
You guys walk for a few feet when suddenly the 2 professors slow down a bit. They are kind of leading the way with Gengar, so they kind of slow down. They're like, oh, fuck. That's the direction of the detention bog. Were there students in detention tonight? Yes, I do believe there were. Oh, fuck. Things just got more complicated. Priority, student safety. Okay, second priority, the mage hunter egg cannot leave the school grounds. It cannot leave the school grounds. And then bottom priority, the Auric making it out alive. Mirsha's like, I do want to question them if necessary. Bottom priority, them making it out alive. Shoot to kill.
There are normally dragons guard in the detention center.
Did you hear the alarms? All of the dragons fled in the direction of Central Campus the moment that...
Oh, that would be very dumb if they did that.
They just left the students behind.
They should never do that.
Would the students have stayed? I mean, if they're in detention for a reason. You think they're not smart enough to just walk out?
That is also true. Once the guards leave, then why shouldn't you?
On the way to the detention bog, you spot 2 owlbear carcasses. As you get closer, you start to see the actual detention bog. A lot of the tables are broken, chairs are broken, but you also hear some voices in the distance. They are speaking in a strange language. Does anyone know Abyssal?
Heck yeah! Don't you also know Abyssal?
I know Primordial
Oh.
and Sylvain.
To the rest of you, this just sounds like noise. They're like, Ushma Oktar Kirka. To Kadrin, it sounds very clear. Be very careful taking it out of the water. But do make haste. And you see 2 figures pulling on 2 separate ropes.
Gengar's behind a tree.
Has it been an hour since I cast Pass Without Trace, or is that still up?
It's been within the hour for sure.
Kadrin won't be too worried about saying they seem to be pulling the hunter egg out of the water.
We should stop them.
Yeah, so I'm an assassin. I don't just go into fights. I kind of start them from the shadows.
Oh, well, that's fair.
If you guys don't want to hide behind a tree, that's fine.
I don't do the hiding thing so well.
Nor do I.
We are a bit
So
shy.
why are you guys being so loud?
Decreasing volume.
Ushka Mareka. The Auric, I should say, the 2 shadowy figures pulling on the ropes, they don't take account of any of you at all. They continue pulling on the ropes to the point where the cocoon emerges from the waters. They are pulling it up to the little ramp. They do not notice anything. Now I'm gonna roll for their leader back here. Also doesn't notice anything. And you see a student hiding under this table, student hiding under that table, student hiding in a tree, actually 2 of them, and then the last one is actually Jordan, and she's in the water, and Mirsha and Julian kind of motion like, priorities, remember the priorities. How do you proceed?
So I kind of feel like if we get the enemy's attention, the students are fine.
Yeah. Basically, what we would do is just like set up like a countdown and then all of them attack.
Possibly try to get a little closer if that's still a possibility.
Gengar's gonna climb the closest tree, go to the top, and hide in the leaves.
Okay.
I am not crossing the bridge on foot.
How are you crossing it?
I am flying.
Wait, you can fly?
Yeah.
Casually, I can fly.
Hey, welcome
well,
to high-level D&D.
it's evening, right?
It is.
So it's probably dim lighting, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I can fly.
Shmuel has proficiency with an instrument. And if we want to distract them, I thought that maybe we could use the instrument that I bought.
Okay, so, alright. Off screen, we discussed this, and Shmuel is going to distract them with his charisma, and then while we get into position.
Could I do it to make them kind of scared? An intimidation check?
With a kazoo?
With a kazoo?
It's like you're in
foghorn.
you're in the creepy dark swamp.
Yeah, but it's a kazoo. Okay. Okay, well, first of all, that's going to be a yes, but with a disadvantage, because it's a fucking kazoo. But to get into position, like, where are you guys? Show me. Okay.
I don't think I was ready for that.
I was not ready for that. However,
I was ready.
I do have spiritual weapon readied.
Okay. You all witness this Auric holding a staff, craning their neck towards the kazoo sound. Spots Shmuel, stares you down for a moment, and Marushka Barikeke Mokoshta, and then points right at you.
What does it mean?
It means we've got company. Out of the waters, a creature jumps out at you. What's your AC, RC?
20. I am also, by the way, immune to surprise. RC has like various magical runes engraved on different parts of them, but they're usually just like not very visible, but there's runes on their eyes, and they just twist around and then come right face to face with the thing.
And my spiritual weapon.
And your spiritual weapon summons.
Right next to this creature, there is now this tall, gnarled staff. It looks as if it was carved directly from a tree that is still living and has these little twigs coming off of it. Just hanging out there in a puff of sparkles.
RC has been given the directive to attack things with masks on, so they're going to just walk right away.
And opportunity, Zach. That is a 19 plus 6.
That will hit me.
You get slashed in the back, RC, as some of your wires get exposed, and you feel something unnatural that stuck with you as you're walking away.
Cool. I'm going to use my Indomitable to reroll my saving throw.
Okay. Something that looks like a tadpole shrivels away and falls off of RC's back into the water as he's walking away.
So what RC's doing is he's going to take his action to dash and move up to this group, and then as a bonus action, RC will activate another rune that is on their chest, and they start like growing and their armor plates start shifting and they become a large version of themselves. Their arm detaches, straightens out into a long halberd that they are wielding one-handed, and they just begin spinning around in a circle.
Wow.
And I'm going to action surge and attack this guy. Does a 25?
That will hit. Kadrin.
Kadrin is going to just look up at the moon, and she's just gonna point her spear up towards it and cast Moonbeam at level 4. Then she is going to wild shape.
Kadrin, what are you doing?
And she's running out of here. So straight up to the leader. Yeah. So just a giant wolf is
Yeah.
in the face of this this Auric here.
One of the Auric that was pulling the egg or the cocoon out of the water gets slashed by RC and like is momentarily distraught, while the other one just completely gets burned and starts howling like a madman. Drops the rope completely, and the cocoon kind of like drops back into the water briefly before the other one continues to hold on to it. Valentin and Mirsha are next. Now Mirsha, I'm going to say, is going after the students to protect them. Valentin, on the other hand, is going to try to help. So vines completely envelop these two Auric as they both drop the rope and the egg descends back into the water. Now they are next, so they can technically still make another throw on their turn, and that's what they're going to do. Are you still flying?
Yeah.
Okay. The slaughter next. They're going to jump to try to slash out at you. 7 points of piercing damage as it like bites into your shoulder, and then it's going to claw at you as well with its multi-attack. Oof. That is a 24.
Yep.
Okay. This red slot tried to inject a tadpole into you, but the tadpole just kind of wriggles out before it's able to stick within your skin, and it just kind of falls into the grass. And meanwhile, out of here.
Oh, no. It's gonna stop right here as I make an opportunity to hack on it.
Okay, love it. A blue slot jumps out of the water and is heading barreling straight towards RC as
Alright,
the biggest threat.
25 to hit.
That will hit.
And he's going to stop in place as I basically like cut out his legs from underneath him so he can't move any closer to me.
Oh, you
Nice.
bastard.
This is my build.
Shmuel,
Bring it, baby.
you were the distraction. As far as this Auric leader, Blood Mage, is aware, you are the cause of all this, and it is going to go ham on you.
Yes.
What happens is you see it for a moment just drop its staff.
For
And-
flavor, Shmuel drops the kazoo, which is attached to a necklace.
It lifts up its two silvery coated gloves and just goes whoosh, as two whiplashes made of blood extend out of its gloves. So it just basically jumps over this wolf's bite attack as it's heading straight towards you, and it's going to slash at you twice. Okay, so that was a 13 and a 14 to hit.
As Shmuel sees this, his blood is boiling and he gets like really, really, really excited, but he's all just very calm on the outside. So he has that vacant look in his mind. He's just thinking, make my fucking day. And he just stares, and he allows the whips just to crack on either side of his head, stone cold.
Gengar, you're next.
So if I hit, it is a 19.
That will hit.
Oh no, sorry, it's a 20.
That will hit.
Okay, it's a crit.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
Because I'm an assassin.
Assassins. Yeah, you just broke 50 damage with one attack. It's not that good.
51,
So-
you know, no biggie.
The Auric Blood Mage is locked in on Shmuel when all of a sudden this fucking arrow just hits it right near the heart. Makes him go down to one knee, hold the wounds, and looks up at the trees and spots you. Paloma, you're up.
Oh, okay. So, this frog is very rude. So that actually hits. He just gets bapped across the face with a warhammer, which then glows this bright white radiant light and kind of singes him as the spiritual weapon just skirts right between us and baps him on the other side of the face with more radiant damage. So now he just has twin little rosy cheeks. Where he burns.
And it's growling as tadpoles are dripping out of its claws. It's a pretty gruesome sight. Shmuel.
Shmuel has a warhammer and a shield. With the warhammer, he's gonna put that down and actually use Eldritch Blast. And he's never broke eye contact with him the whole time. Like, you know, the arrow went through him, and Shmuel just goes,
You see, the problem with staring at the void is sometimes it stares back. I'm the void now.
And then he puts both of his hands up and shoots 2 Eldritch Blasts to his chest.
Alright, RC.
Now that the toad is here and up in his face, RC will continue ignoring it and attack the guy he's already hit from afar.
Yeah, this Auric also drops the rope again. They cannot for the life of them get this egg out of the waters, but it is a little closer, so it's on the ramp, still touching the waters. Kadrin.
So, giant wolf Kadrin is just gonna come a little bit closer, not in range of the moonbeam. Because Alex allowed me to be a winter wolf, which is technically a monstrosity and not allowed by rules as written.
Thanks for outing me there.
Yeah. I figure someone's gonna listen to the podcast and they're gonna be like, you can't be a winter wolf as a druid.
Yeah, but Jim said so.
Yeah.
You just happen to be a wolf that's chewed some gum recently.
Yeah. I'm just gonna, like, roar, and a cone of percussive force goes out towards these 2 Auric. All of the area here, like you see all of the grass and stuff being like pushed back like there's a huge wind.
In that case, I'm gonna say the shell falls back in.
Yeah.
It is in the water now. Professor Mirsha moves his hands in a very elaborate motion as he, very obviously reading from a book, casting a sort of shield that you can see of sorts around the desk where these 2 students are hiding. Meanwhile, Dean Julian is going to run up to the leader, literally try to grab them by the neck and be like, your time here is done. You can see his veins kind of popping out as he is transporting necrotic energy to this Auric, but the Auric just like looks him square in the eye through the mask and just laughs. And Dean Julian's like, what? And his hand starts trembling as the necrotic energy returns back to him, and he just kind of shrivels down to his knees. It's like, they're immune. They're immune. And he feels kind of powerless against these Auric for a sudden moment. The Auric and the slot are next.
Oh, this one takes radiant damage.
All right.
So that is 8 points of damage with the moonbeam.
So the slot are going to go first. One of them is going to continue slashing at Falomi. Yeah. 15 to hit?
Nope.
Okay. It tries to bite and it doesn't land, but it still tries to claw you. 23.
Yeah.
And a crit.
Oh boy.
Ooh. As that hit is about to connect, another of the runes on RC glows, and a portal opens up right in the path of that. That attack, same roll, goes to the Auric that I've been beating up on.
Oh shit.
The crit?
Yep.
The slat slashes, thinking it's about to hit Falomi, and really it slashes this person who completely falls to the ground prone, almost dead. He or she is very much still twitching under their mask, like, mercy, mercy. And it's just trying to crawl away from the water, no longer caring about this egg. The blue slot has had enough of RC's shit, and is going to just basically jump onto RC and try to pin him down as it's just clawing and biting. Wow. Okay, I'm sorry, RC.
Hurt me too.
Yes.
Okay.
Blood Mage is going to mutter something under their breath and look over at the river. Krishma Maru Bahash. And then the cocoon hovers in midair, right where it was. And it whispers something again in Abysmal, the Blood Mage does, which only Kadrin understands, and it's retreat. And that is their turn, so Gengar, you're next.
They're going to shoot the one attacking RC.
The blue slot?
Yeah. Does a nat 1 hit?
Nope. Alright, Falomi.
I don't know that this motherfucker just said retreat.
Yeah, you don't.
I am going to, I think, cast Spirit Guardians, because why the fuck not? A whole bunch of spectral pixies start just appearing in the air around me in this 15-foot radius. And they start flying in a circle, creating this whirlwind of ghostly pixies and glitter and sparkles. And they are all just faintly pink.
Shmuel.
I'm gonna use my Warhammer. I can do it twice.
The void
6.
really doesn't have.
The void doesn't like Shmuel, but you know what? It doesn't have to be devastating.
6.
He's just consistent.
There are tadpoles just crawling out of its claws, staring at you, wanting to implant its tadpoles on you.
It's a 3 plus 6 is a whole 9. It's a big old 9.
RC, you're next.
So RC is going to take a second to initiate self-repair protocols and use Second Wind as a bonus action.
Okay.
And then RC will just go for that slot instead. Fiery chain wrap around the halberd, and as it strikes this thing, this chains also wrap around it.
Kadrian.
What's my possibility of jumping on top of the cocoon?
Ooh.
It's levitating, but also I'm a giant wolf. I actually just want to get on top of it, so that if it moves, I move with it.
Oof, that's good. You know what? I'll allow that.
Cool.
Kadrian as a wolf jumps on top of the cocoon and everybody sees this happen.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
It is very fucking cool.
Giant
Jumps through a cloud of pixies.
lands on top of the cocoon and then drops wild shape so that she is not a wolf
That is
anymore.
even hotter.
Then once again casts plant growth, but this time to its full effect. All of the plants become super overgrown, and everyone, including the party, has to spend 4 feet of movement for every 1 foot it moves. Unless, you're flying or in the trees.
What?
She's gonna shout to everyone, they're retreating!
Dex save.
Not that great at these. It's a 5. So I fall off?
I think you fall off.
Okay.
Yeah. So the rest of you see the Yorick leader try to rush towards their little airship that they have here, but unfortunately, because of Kadrian's plant growth, it cannot move that far. It is trying to basically get through a bunch of shrubs that are overgrowing as it's trying to get to its ship, and it's like, fuck.
The shrubs are definitely intentionally smacking it in the face. Not for damage, just for humiliation.
Yup. So your pixies for the Yorick recruiters, both of them?
Yes, they are within my spirit guardian.
6 and 14. What does this look like for both of them?
Do you know how bees protect their hives from wasps?
No.
Bees can technically survive at a slightly higher temperature than the wasps can. So these bees, which are much smaller than the wasps, will swarm the invader, vibrating their wings at such a frequency that it generates heat from the friction. And they essentially melt the wasp. I think it's like that.
Okay. So they are both downed. No biggie. Gengar. 2 slots still alive, and Auric Blood Mage running towards the ship. Barely running. More like walking because of all the plant growth.
Waddling.
Waddling.
Is it 17 hit?
Yep. That's it.
Okay. And then as a bonus action, he's going to shove the blood mage backwards.
Alright, follow me.
Oh, okay. So, this airship. So, if I were to cast a spell that requires a dex save on an inanimate object, does that object just fail?
I feel like it would automatically fail.
Okay, fuck that ship in particular.
Mm-hmm.
I want to cast Flame Strike.
All of you witness this airship start to lift from the ground, and then suddenly this...
It's sort of like Moonbeam, in that it is a cylinder, but it is bigger and more fiery.
And then suddenly the airship just drops back down as these sails begin to light up in flames, and the rest of it follows suit.
And I'm going to use my bonus action to have my spiritual weapon bap the other toad.
The red one?
Yeah.
Alright, Shmuel. Oh, that's good. You're witnessing all of this. The airship is now in flames. They have no escape, at least from what you can see.
I mean, well, Shmuel still has his concentration. He dodged 3 hits. And so he's gonna try to banish this motherfucking toad. So that's a lot of numbers. I'm not even gonna count. Is that
28.
2
But that one
questions.
says 60.
I should have counted as 6.
2 questions. 1, what does this attack look like? And 2, where the fuck do you banish him to?
Well, first of all, wait. That's an extra amount of damage, so then I have to roll out.
Dude, you don't have to. You banish him.
He has to.
I have.
Everybody needs to show off what their maximum damage
You
number
know?
is.
Thank you. Shmuel's then winding up and says, "Hey, where you from?" Okay. Shmuel does the softball underhand. Under the jaw.
RC, you're next.
RC is going to keep on spinning and keep on messing up this blue slot. So
You just hit him 3 times.
Yes. So this is my max damage.
Okay.
It's not shabby though.
Kadrin.
So first off, she's gonna step out of the fog, and then she casts Grasping Vine. So there's basically a vine that's just shooting up below this cocoon and drags the cocoon down 20 feet. Kadrin wild shapes again into a Quetzalcoatlus.
Oh, Quetzalcoatl.
Quetzalcoatl!
Yeah.
That thing.
Quetzalcoatl.
Quetzalcoatl. And flies over here.
On top of the
Yeah.
Auric leader?
I'll just
Alright.
put her in the same
Yep,
space.
yep.
but-
So the cocoon is dragged back down by your grasping vines. To
Yeah.
literally the same fucking place as it was
Yeah.
when combat started. It has
And-
not moved.
Yeah.
So Kadrin, as you are as a Quetzalcoatl floating above this Auric blood mage, you see Julian underneath you. Not in a sexy way, but maybe in a sexy way. Crawling through your plants, draws out a rapier and stabs the Auric blood mage, which is not enough to down it, but it is enough that it falls to its knees right beneath you. Stay down. Now finally, the Auric blood mage, it knows what's going on. He, she, them, you don't fucking know. It's just a figure in a hood. Knows that it's about to die, so it's gonna do its last resort. What is gonna happen is essentially it screams into the air. A bright red glow just basically explodes out of this blood mage as all of you must make a Constitution saving throw as you're engulfed in this red fog. This red sphere of fog.
I definitely failed.
So you and Valentin fail, you pass.
Okay.
I fall out of the freaking sky.
Yeah.
Because I am not able to fly anymore. I'm an elf again.
Yep.
No.
Professor Valentin takes the entire damage and he falls to his knees, but he's still alive and he sees an elf falling towards him and he is able to catch the elf in his arms. Kadrin, wake up. Gengar, you are next and there's 2 enemies left who are both looking not very good.
I'm hitting the orc.
The blood mage? Okay.
Yeah. Okay, but I got a 23.
Okay.
29 damage.
How do you kill the blood mage?
Yes.
Of course, that had to be a kill at some point.
Yeah.
So, since it's been running away the whole time, I've just been shooting arrows into the back of his neck. I want to say that, like, I bullseye my previous arrow, and it goes through their skull and pierces the mask to the ground in front of them.
Whoa.
That is goodbye for the blood mage. There's only the blue slot left.
All right. So me,
Yeah.
I'm a guiding bolt this motherfucker.
All right.
So range spell attack. It's 10 feet away. This has a range of 120 feet.
Yep.
And I'm just like, no, fuck you. That's a 13 plus 8,
That hits. Yep.
which means. So that's 19 radiant damage.
Tell me how this happens.
Palomi's feeling like this thing is pretty much dead. She's looking around to see how everyone's doing. Is concerned about these 2. But this thing is still alive, and she's like, I have to deal with that. So, blast of bright white light directly in this motherfucker's face. And she's gonna use her movement to come over to the 2 on the ground. I think we're probably more or less out of combat. So yeah, the next thing she's gonna do is work on healing people.
So the slot is done. All of the enemies are done, and the cocoon is held down by vines. There's a moment of silence as the vampire is holding the librarian in his arms, like, wake up, please. Wake up.
Kadrin opens her eyes.
Wasn't even
It's
down.
like she actually has
Just
full
like hell.
points because she just became
But he's being very dramatic about it. He's like, oh, goodness. I thought I'd lost you.
Philome's like, oh, should I come back?
He's staring passionately into her eyes.
I mean, I've taken worse hits than that.
Kadrin, may I say something without seeming too uncouth?
You caught me, so yes.
You smell like wet dog.
Yeah, it happens.
He puts you down. Okay, alright.
Regarding the situation between Professor Valentin and Librarian Kadrin, I would like to say, and he points to the burning mass of canvas, I ship it.
I knew it was coming.
May I say there's a person crawling out of there in flames, just like, and just plops over the plants, dies instantly.
Oh no!
Wow.
The ship driver or the conductor was in there.
Not anymore.
Gengar does not come out of the shadows.
Just for flavor, I'm using Aura of Vitality. So there is this aura around me that moves with me. Basically every 6 seconds, one creature in that aura can restore 2d6 health. Every 6 seconds, someone feels a little bit better.
Yeah.
Shmuel will play a soothing kazoo song.
RC will go back into their slightly taller than usual form rather than their giant form and reattach their arm.
So I think Professor Valentin is very preoccupied with the librarian here. Professor Mirsha is going to try to swim across it's not very deep, it's like 6 feet deep, so he like swims across the little stream over and immediately starts looting the Auric.
Yeah, also like making sure the students are okay and all of that. Probably feeling a little uncomfortable being within 30 feet of the apparently love-struck dean, despite the fact that he is very badly injured. Probably heals him once and is like, I think I'll go over there now.
Yep. Kadrin, would you care to join me for tea tonight?
Yeah, I mean...
Very special tea.
Oh, then definitely.
Actually, I just forgot. My place is a bit destroyed. Can we go to yours?
Sure.
Can Shmuel go over to the pod thing and like poke at it?
Sure. Yeah.
Shmuel's gonna very nonchalantly
Walk over there. Not so sure what you guys are worried about. This thing looks alright. Let's give a few kick checks.
Can you roll me a d20?
Oh no. This is how Shmuel does.
It's 3. What do you want to do with that?
Okay, nothing. You don't pierce through it. You just kind of poke it, and it's
he's
pretty.
kicking it.
It's pretty solid. All right, that's fine. Does not hit its armor class. It just kind of like wobbles in place. It's very solid. The other students, just for funsies, were actually Xanther, Mina Lee, Caldoras, Jordan, Quintilius, and Ricard.
Oh.
Wait, wasn't he at the play? He's a quantum being.
Yeah. You know what?
He's secretly all about that.
He's secretly triplets.
Yeah,
Well, that's how he shows up everywhere.
And Professor Mirsha loots off of the Blood Mage a note. And he's staring very deeply at it.
Professor,
Yes?
as the representing member of the Dragon's Guard, I feel I should also remind you that any evidence regarding these sort of incidents should be brought to the Dragon's Guard.
This is not Dragon's Guard business. This is actually Professor Julian's and my business.
Shmuel interrupts.
Now, I just need you to decide for my hours, please. I wasn't able to get there. I wasn't able to work over there. I was with you guys.
Very well, okay.
It is clear the Dragon's Guard in general were not up for the task of this one.
Speaking of the task, should we go back to help with the owlbear situation?
Yes, absolutely. This situation is presumably under control. Professor Julian? Yes. Sorry.
Yeah, we should go. I haven't had this much fun since I started working here.
Mirsha, can you take care of the cocoon? Bring it to my cottage. It should be safe there. Felomi, can you bring Dragon's Guard down here at once? And have them guard my cottage with their life.
Oh, I can do my best, but I am not actually a ranking member of the Dragon's Guard.
You're about to be after tonight.
Oh, that would be very new.
I will have a chat with Sergeant Stophelis. RC, Mirsha is going to be like, Loshil is going to give you one hell of an upgrade after I tell her what you did here tonight. Shmuel, I'm not sure what your job is here.
Oh, I do a little bit of everything.
Vice President Shmuel.
I could be the head of the sub-department.
Vice Captain, perhaps? I don't know what you're about to be, but you might get one hell of a promotion.
Oh, I've known Dabbling for quite some time.
Cadron, says Professor Julian. I take it Professor Mavinda Shopbeak might have a higher level position for you unless you really want to just keep taking care of the book gardens.
I definitely just want to keep taking care of the book gardens.
In that case, just a raise.
Can take a raise.
Gengar?
Gengar's not here.
Oh.
Gengar never came back.
Is Gengar gone?
Classic Gengar.
Well, I hope that means they went on to bigger and better things.
And suddenly an arrow drops right in front of him with a note on it. They have to be careful because it's covered in venom.
Yep, very carefully. Don't touch the arrow, just kind of rip the parchment out. What does it say?
It says, I'll see you in... Where is it?
Hell.
I'll see you in the Grove of Eljor.
I think it's Mirsha. I don't think Julian would know much about Cadron, but I think Mirsha at least researches enough to know much about the staff. So he goes, "This might be more for you?" And hands it to Cadron.
That asshole better not be attacking my circle.
I think the people of Ravnica are more your concern. If it comes to the Grove of Eljor, given all the tree cutting.
Yeah, fuck them too.
And the two professors gather around you and say, what happened here tonight cannot leave this circle. Not until we speak to Captain Dapplewing. Yes?
Sure.
Great. Thank you for your service.
Pleasure to be of service.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us again this week. This episode was recorded in Watertown, Massachusetts, also known as the traditional land of the Pecasset and Nanantum peoples. I'd like to give a huge thank you to all of the talented musicians that helped bring this podcast to life with their amazing music. We've provided a link to their web pages in the description. I would also like to thank our talented players, Tyler Rubin, Amelia Mercateris, Rin Garnett, Michael Yang, and Nikki Aguilar-Thompson. This story would not be the same without their wonderful creativity. I've been your host and DM, Alex Aguilar-Thompson, and I hope to see you here again next week for another episode of Roleplay Radio.